Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for another Star Citizen update. This is version 0.9. Lots of changes. And internally they call this 13.0.2. New ships, new modes, new arena commander modes, and new hangars. This is the base hangar. And it actually looks pretty damn good. Of course, you get your helmet. And as some of you know, I used to have a 315p. I have upgraded that to the 350R. Due to the new racing modes, I had to do a cross-chassis upgrade, which costed just a little bit extra money. But now I have a racing ship. That should be pretty awesome. The Hornet, as usual. And this is called the Self-Land Hangar. It's actually pretty impressive. But I am curious, where is my freelancer? I don't see my freelancer. Alright, so with these new hangars, my frame rates have dropped a little bit. I'm getting, right now, I'm getting about 19 to 20 frames a second. But the details on this hangar do look pretty nice. But again, this is the base hangar. I do have the option to go to the hangar above this because I bought the freelancer. And here it is. This is called the AeroView hangar, and glad to see my freelancer. This is the second tier hangars that are available, and while I was sitting in the hallway there, I was getting 28 frames a second. Let's see how bad the frame drop gets hit on this one, since we are in a much larger hangar, as you can see. The next tier up is the luxury class hangar from Rebel in York. I don't have access to that, but I'm sure Kegs does, so Kegs can show that off to you. It's basically white floors, wood paneling, a really business class style, or executive class style. But again, the details are pretty good. Actually, my frame rate is better in this hangar than it was in the other one. I'm getting about 26 frames a second right now. But there's the Hornet, 350R, and of course, my beloved missile boat, the Freelancer. Most of you probably know that I used to have a 315, and in order to get the 350R, they have this, what they call a chassis upgrade. And you take 315P, you can upgrade the chassis to the M50, which is the other racing ship that's out right now. And if you do a chassis upgrade, you keep the lifetime insurance and everything else that you bought with the ship comes with the package. And then in order to get the 350R, you had to do another chassis upgrade from the M50 to the 350R. And my frame rate just went down to 10 frames a second for some reason. I don't know if looking at it at this angle did something. Let's go back to this side. Yeah, now I'm back up to 23 frames a second, so yeah, if you take in everything in this hangar, again, this is pre-alpha. The optimization team has not gone through. Obviously, you don't do any optimizing in pre-alpha states. That's the last thing to do, is optimize. But to get a pre-alpha game going at 20 frames a second with this kind of detail is extremely impressive. Take a look at the ships from above. Yeah, that's pretty badass. Now I did take a slight recording when I did the chassis upgrade when the patch came out in 13.0.1. Like I said, I got the M50 because I wanted to go and get the 350R, and I did actually for the first time try the racing mode in the M50. Complete disaster for the first couple laps. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, in a minute here, I'm gonna go look at the control room here. Then I'll show you guys my first lap or two in the M50. And then I'll take out the 350R. But this is the control room. Don't know what anything don't know what any of these things do yet. I'm sure they'll become functional in the future, but wow, yeah, frame rate just went down to 10 again. Alright, so as promised, this is a video from a couple days ago, 13.0.1, when I first upgraded my chassis to the M50. I had to take a look at the M50 up close, spent a little while, a little bit of eye candy. The graphic people at CIG are doing one hell of a job. I'm just running an i5 or an i5 overclocked 4.3. And for my graphics card, I'm running a GTX 760. Now it is giving me not the best frame rates. If I had a more powerful card, more powerful processor, I'm sure I wouldn't get those frame rate drops, or as significant frame rate drops, but damn, look at the textures on this ship. It is just unbelievable for a pre-alpha. And this is... I'm speechless. It is just gorgeous. But this is the M50. It's a little, it's the small version of the racing ships. Like I said, the 350R being the bigger of the two. More powerful and faster top end, but this one has the agility. And so I'm just going through the different game modes. Found the classic race mode. Now there's, you can see in the top right of that little box there's like 7 different modes, including Battle Royale, Squadron Battle, Capture the Core, Capture the Flag Style. I'll be going over those in a little bit once I get Kegs and Walla, and we can try out the multiplayer, because that's obviously where the Squadron Battles are going to come in. We'll see how that plays out. But my first attempt at this race was pretty horrible. I mean, I haven't played since 12, since the previous video. I haven't played since then, which was about, what was it, June till September. About 3 months I haven't played. And so I just jumped in, haven't mapped anything. I'm using a Cytex X52 HOTA setup. Didn't set up any of the controls, just out of the box trying to fly. And my first attempt at this was pretty bad. I mean, I did pretty well in the Vandal Swarm back in 12 point whatever that per previous build in 0.8.
3, 2, 1, go.
And I start off, yeah, got this, no problem. And before I was flying the Hornet or the 300 during the Vandal Swarm battles, and this ship is a bit more nimble and very responsive. So I could see once somebody gets a hang of this that, yeah, you can make some pretty good lap times. Get through first checkpoint, yeah, and I'm already lost. I don't know where the hell I'm going. This is pretty bad. I mean, there's holographic banners there. I don't know how I got lost there that quick. Alright, well, there's a second checkpoint. And I'm sorry, Kegs, if you're getting sick, take your Dramamine before watching this video. I should put a disclaimer in here. Alright, so back on track. Get to the third checkpoint. And I think right after this one is when everything goes to hell. So they got the new afterburner sounds. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. So I missed that checkpoint. how I'm not able to turn around and figure out where it's at is... I've got no words, no excuses. Now, I'm going to try and show you something which I didn't realize, obviously, here, but in the top, right now it's in the top left, that little spinning icon in the top left, now it's in the top right, now it's in the bottom right, bottom right, the little spin. Yeah, that's the indicator that says, go this way and you'll get to your gate. It takes me forever to figure that out. Like, I see another gate, wrong way. Okay, gates closed. I kind of like that. It's kind of cool how they close the gates if you're going the wrong way. But I still don't notice now the spinning icons in the top left. I'm like, okay, well, I got the glowing tracks that are telling me to go this way. Nope, wrong gate. Because the little spinning icon is telling me go the other direction. I don't know how long. It seemed like an hour before I figured it out. Do I figure it out now? Nope. Still just flying. Don't have a clue where I'm going. Like, I was at the gate for a second before, and this is how easy you can get lost in this little floating city. And I gotta say, if you just want to take a look, take a peek around, the graphics in this, what do they call it? It's not in space, but it's a high atmosphere type of race course, kind of a floating city above the planet, and yeah, gorgeous. I think this is where I finally figure out that little spinning dot is actually telling me where to go. Yeah, I think now I figured it out. Hello. Okay, pro tip. Follow a little spinning circle and you'll find where your next gate is. Alright, back on track. So, as I was saying, my first attempt at the Arena Commander racing mode was pretty atrocious, but by the end I was getting under 3 minutes for my lap time, which is, I know, still crap. But I think there's only 10 checkpoints in this, on this track. There's 3 different tracks from this New Horizons floating city course. They got 3 different modes. The second race mode, the Memorial track, it's a bit more challenging and actually a lot more fun, I think. This one is pretty easy, as you're not flying around and through buildings. Yeah, what was my... Can't really see at the top what my... Oh, but I don't even make it to the checkpoint. I crashed before I even get to the end of the lap. Yeah, that tunnel's a little tricky. But yeah, this is Star Citizen 13.0. Well, now it's 2. This was 13.01. Now they just released a little mini patch, 13.02, and once I get Kegs and Wawa on board, we are going to try out some of the multiplayer modes. See if I can make it through the tunnel this time. Yay! 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Yeah, horrible. But I do get better, I promise. Soon we'll bring you some multiplayer co-op modes, some battle royales, and some hopefully multiplayer racing. Take care, and we will see you soon.